Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you on a very snowed in. I can't get out of my driveway or up my street here on February 18th in St. Louis, Missouri. How are you this morning? Going over some notes. I figure since I couldn't go into my outside gig, I'm going to try to do a little bit of promoting on my vision board class, my life coaching class, and the importance of when you were trying to change your life or veer into a different mode or work your way out of situations that are no longer serving you, why it's important to have a vision board. And you can have several vision boards. You don't even have to call it a vision board. You can call it a model board. You can call it a dream board. You can call it a collection of images and words where you are creating this collage of art. In the home interior decorating world, they call it a spec board. It can be a mood board. There are several different names that are attached to a vision board. A vision board allows you to see where you want to go. A vision board allows you to see where you've been, what you would like to bring into your life, and it helps you see what you need to eliminate in your life. So I'm going over some notes this morning. I studied life coaching for 2 years. I did it to help teach my art classes. I didn't do it to become a doctor or psychologist. I do a lot of social media and social experiments in an outside realm. I don't know how else to say that. Like, I really observe people and I watch patterns and I watch behavior, and from the things that I have studied, I do these little bit of studies where I'm watching people and I see their actions and I listen to their words. And I think there are a lot of people that really would benefit from having a vision board, putting a vision board together, understanding what the vision board can bring into their life as a representation of where they no longer want to be. Now, to some people, a vision board might be like very woo-woo, which it is not, because like I said, the vision board in itself has very many different names and terms, and I'm stuck here, hang on. It depends on what you are needing it for, what you are wanting to use it for in your life. It's a great creative experiment. It is a creative project where it's allowing you to use your visualization and your creative senses to put these puzzle pieces together on, where you would like to go in life. What would you would like to see be brought into your life? Maybe you want to manifest something. Do you know what manifest actually means? When you manifest something, you can conceive the image and you can see it in your mind's eye, your third eye, if you may, and that's where you were supposed to be, and that's all you can focus on. That is all your intentions are going to that particular purpose. You are manifesting, you are bringing it into your life because that is all you want to concentrate. You don't see anything outside of that life. I very much live that way. I've always lived that way. I've always lived if I can see it in my mind's eye, there is no reason why I cannot have it, in spite of what the matrix, the 3D, tells me that, that I cannot. It's good to dream. It's good to have your imagination. By the time we get to be in about 3rd, 4th grade, they teach us not to use our imagination and to pay more attention to logic. So I'm going over notes, like I said. And, there's so many different reasons why you want to have a vision board. If you are a woman and you are trying to find that healthy relationship, you need to stop and look at the red flags that you're very familiar with, that you were finding it to be, but I'm attracted to that. I feel so connected to it. It's not so much you feel connected to it as it is, it's just familiar. And you know how to work through the routine. Especially if you are a woman who has dealt with a variety of men who have addictive personalities or have severe mommy issues or daddy issues, and because of those addictions, they are trying to mask what they did not have in their life, and they are trying to, as my grandma used to say, the liquid courage. The things that they feel that they couldn't say on their own emotional terms, that when they have these substances in them, it gives them the ability to speak, to look far, to gravitate towards. So when you're looking for that healthier relationship, instead of what you're attracted to or what you are familiar with, it becomes very uncomfortable when you are finding people who are healthy, are wanting to be emotionally connected to you, who do not have detachment issues, who very much want to participate in the relationship, and they are going to put you first regardless of circumstances, outside circumstances. Even as we get older and we all have kids and we've all been, through at least one marriage, it's, you have this conversation with your partner as if you are the sole beings and you are making the decisions for the both of you. So it benefits everybody involved, including your children. Your children are always going to be your children, but they don't necessarily come first. You are trying to have that committed relationship so it works for everybody involved. And we talk about that in my vision board class, because there are a lot of women who just say, there's baggage that comes with all of these outside relationships once you have divorced and you have children and you're trying to have this blended type family. If that child that you are bringing into your life is not familiar with the way that your family structure has always been, it's going to cause a problem. And they are always going to want to rely on their original parent to be their backbone. But that original parent needs to understand, when you are coming together with another family, with other children involved, it goes back to those two adults need to make the decisions that are going to work best for the whole family dynamic. You're putting a vision board together and you're trying to find clarity. You don't like your job. You don't like what you've been doing. You've been chasing a paycheck, but you're not really sure where else or what else would serve you best. We talk about, and I do this in my business coaching class too, what motivates you? What are you equipped with? What are your natural tools? And what do you find interesting that you can turn around and you can make money at with what you know? I have always said, I can talk you to death and I can force feed you. And I've made a very good living in my outside gig in the food and beverage industry. But because of all of my studies, I always gravitate to anything that has an art type background to it. So what are you equipped with? What do you seem to gravitate to towards your hobbies? And can you take that hobby and can you make any money at it? If you have a vision board, you can take all those ideas and you can put them in some kind of consecutive order so you can see why you like that, why you're drawn to it. Do you have a purpose with it? Do you have some type of a mission? And does it give you a satisfying feeling by completing that knowing that you possibly can make money with it, because there's a market for everything in this world. It's about strategically planning how you can take all those things that you have emphasized on and learn to communicate to let people know this is what you want to do. And when you have that vision board, it's in front of you and you become very focused on that is the work that you want to do. Practical techniques, do you pray? Do you do yoga? Do you meditate? Do you ground yourself in nature? What are the things that clear your mind where it allows all these visions to come to you so you can consecutively put A to B and B to C and so on and so forth? I love to fish. I absolutely love to fish. There is nothing more satisfying where I can be near water, pretty much barefoot in the ground, connecting with nature. It makes me be very relaxed. I am a sun girl. I do believe the sun is good for us. We need that vitamin D. The more you are in the sun, the better it is for you. It's meditating and understanding why my mind works the way that it does. But what are you doing that that's how your mind works, without finding emotional support from other people, from outside noise, through TV, through radio? How many people do you know who come home from work and automatically they turn a radio on because they have to have noise, or they turn their TV on because they need that emotional support? And actually, the truth behind all that is, odds are they grew up in a household where they felt very, very neglected and alone. So when they turn any type of noise on, it allows the back of their mind to trick them into thinking they're not alone, that there is somebody else in the room with them. Whether they are getting any feedback or not, there is noise that is stimulating that part of their brain that has been neglected, that part of their emotional support system that has been neglected as they were children growing up. I grew up in a very noisy household. Being Italian, everybody talks to you at one time. You're lucky if you can get a word in or any type of a response back that was designated just to whatever my need was. Connecting with like-minded people. How many times are you in a surrounding circumstance and nobody is like you? You cannot have a conversation with anybody. You cannot connect with anybody. Nobody dresses like you. Nobody talks like you. Nobody has the same interest with you. When you are putting a vision board together, you are intent. Alike attracts alike. If you're a miserable cow, that's what you will gravitate to. You will gravitate to other people. You succumb to the 5 that you surround yourself with, and you gravitate to the ones that are also miserable. How many times have you walked into a room, if you were in a good mood, and you elevate everybody through your energy? That is what you want to carry with you, whether it be in your work environment, your home environment, if you're going out, trying to entertain yourself, for fun, doing something outside of work or outside of your normal. You want people that are the same, that are attracting the same type of vibe, that are, supporting you in your community, supporting you with your endeavors, because you are a dreamer and because you want more in your life and you want to have a better purpose and a higher mission for living in this world. I'm going over, like I said, going over all my notes this morning. Psychological traits. Understand how your mind and your habits need to be aligned. Law of assumption. Harness the power of assuming the feeling of your wish is going to fulfill and attract your goals. This is why we put a vision board together. You know, I call it life coaching because too many people, they harbor all this anger and all this sadness and grief, which they don't know where to put it. You know, grief has stages. You know, sometimes you think you're over something, and then there's trigger recall, and it takes you right back to the moment when the sadness and the grief occurred. You know, when you start to get angry and you start to feel you have more purpose towards something else, it leads you out of the grief. I always say, too, grief is like a black box. It is an abyss that can suck you in, and you don't want to live there. You don't want to unpack your life in there. You want to address it. You want to feel whatever it is that you feel, and you want to be able to move out of it. And you don't want to have to be addicted to a substance to allow you to get out of that grief, so you can mask that emotion, so you become numb, and then anything outside of whatever it is that you were choosing not to feel, you look at other people like, well, why are you being so emotional? Why are you reacting the way that you are? And the odds are you were so numb with whatever it is that you were digesting in, you have forgotten to move out of whatever situation that has allowed you the sadness. But I am Kitryn Marie. I don't even know if I introduced myself. I reside in St. Louis, Missouri, an artist, writer, speaker, life, and a business coach. Doing some work from home today because I am snowed in. But fate turns on a dime. You decide of the coin. You decide what side of the coin you want to be on. I can't even talk. But stay warm, take care, and I hope to see you real soon.